creating opportunities for local BIPOC communities to engage with nature and find joy and healing. It's available now on Cascade PBS app and airing on KCTS 9 Thursdays at 8:50 p.m.
Hello, listener. What's important to you about what's going on in your community? Are you interested? Are you concerned? In any case, I invite you to tune into my show, Seattle Here and Now, on Rainier Avenue Radio App. Why? I will be covering a wide range of topics important to you and impacting the community. Each show will have a special guest or guests to share with you information on a variety of subjects that are happening here and now in Seattle. I promise I will work hard to make my show informative, interesting, and entertaining. Be sure to listen to Seattle Here and Now on Rainier Avenue Radio World.
The beat of the Fox with nastiness is back on K-Fox Night Beat.
Yo, what's the deal? It's the legendary Hall of Fame DJ Mixmaster Ice from UTFO.
What's up? Who you thought this is? This is Sir Mix-a-Lot.
And this is Terry Lewis.
And I'm Grand Mixer GMS.
What's up, y'all? This is DJ Third Degree.
This is JJ Hudson from the High Children family.
Sunday nights from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's K-Fox Night Beat with DJ Nastiness.
Bringing back the memory.
Bringing back the memories.
Bringing Seattle's hottest music.
Bringing Seattle's hottest music. Rainier Avenue Radio World.
That's right. Noise.
Peace.
If you or a family member are 55 or over and need nursing home level care, but want to keep living where you are, check out Providence Elder Place PACE. This program offers healthcare, housing, transportation, and recreational activities. There are no copays or deductibles, and it's covered through Medicare and Medicaid. Providence Elder Place PACE works to keep you healthy and in your home. Call 206-320-5325 or visit providence.org Elder Place. Providence.org Elder Place.
This is Paul Pearson, host of Star Time. And when I'm not meeting Mrs. Jones in that cafe for a chat and nothing else, I'm listening to Rainier Avenue Radio World.
We're back. LidLine Sports. Welcome back, everybody. Yes, we are back after a 2-week hiatus. One was planned, one was not, but you know, that's how life goes. I am your boy Pep. And my man, Otis Stevenson is here too. Well, he's zooming in. What's up, bro?
What up, Pep, sir? Good seeing you, man. I feel like it's been like 3 months.
I know. I know, man. It's like, man, it seems like it's been forever.
I know.
Man, it's been a whole lot been going on, but we can't cover everything that happened 2 and 3 weeks ago. We just can't do it. It's just not enough time on the show to do that, so we're just gonna have to give you the stuff that's been happening the past week. But we do have, lots to talk about, right? We want to talk about the M's a little bit. We got some NHL finals going on, of course, the NBA finals going on, and women's basketball made a decision over the weekend, and then of course there's Caitlin Clark involved in part of that. And of course, what's going on in the W. So we got lots to discuss, man. But I want to know what's been happening with you, bro. You been good?
Yeah, been good. So I mean, my brother Fred, previous Cleveland High School coach, he got the job at West Seattle High School. So these last couple of weeks, we started playing in some tournaments. Played in the Quaker Slam over at Franklin a couple of weeks ago.
How was that?
It was pretty good. We did pretty good. We got to the championship of the consolation bracket.
Okay.
So, for us, having our first time getting to get with these guys, haven't really got to practice much. A couple of guys have been out due to injury, some main players. So I was really impressed with what we did, with what we have done so far in such little time. So only only where to go is but up, and I'm definitely excited about this upcoming season at West Seattle. But that's pretty much what I've been consumed with for sure over these last couple of weeks. But it's definitely basketball. What's been up with you?
Oh, well, you know, my life is pretty boring. I hung out with Mr. Carter Saturday. I went with him on a job that him and another friend of ours was doing, so I just tagged along. And then basically I've been just chilling, right? You know, just trying to enjoy. I tried to enjoy the weekend that we had, the Memorial Day 3-day weekend for me. So I, didn't do much. I did some yard work beforehand. And so by the time the weekend came, I was good. I didn't have to do much stuff, work and clean up and all that. So I took care of all that stuff beforehand. And then, so I've been just chilling, going to work and just chilling. And that's about it. So, and of course, watching sports.
Of course. Oh yeah, I did something I've never done before, Pep.
Uh-oh.
On Memorial Day weekend, my girlfriend took me whale watching in Monterey, California. So
wow,
that was really cool. Yeah, we saw some orcas attack some sea lions. So that was pretty bad, but it was pretty cool.
Oh no.
Yeah, add that to what I've been doing all these last few weeks. But yeah, it's been fun just getting up and getting around, and like I said, basketball stuff for sure.
How was the weather down there? Nice?
It was actually kind of cloudy. No surprise. So
well, LA, where's Monterey? That's
it's like 2 hours outside of south of Sacramento. So, and it's like to the ocean. So
mid-Cal.
Yeah.
NorCal.
Yeah.
More Northern California. Okay. Yeah, because I know in June, LA has the June gloom like we do. They don't have the precipitation that we do, but they do have the gloom. So but we've had the gloom in the mornings here, and then it's been nice, man. The last since Wednesday, it's been nice. I like it. But I think that ends after today or tomorrow. So
yep.
Well, no, I think actually the weekend starts the gloom again. I think Saturday and Sunday is supposed to be wet. So yeah, figures, right?
Down in Seattle, you gotta love it, Pep.
Oh yeah, well, we are in Seattle, and so are the Mariners. They're back off a 7-game road trip visit to Oakland, Oaktown, California, and then over to Kansas City, Missouri, the Show Me State, the barbecue in Kansas City. Things didn't go so well in one of those places. Oakland was okay. Yeah, they took 2 out of 3 from the A's, as expected, right? I mean, it's hard to sweep teams, especially on the road. So even though Oakland hasn't been very good historically over the past few years, they've actually played much better this season. So, getting 2 out of 3 was definitely good. They went to Kansas City Friday, got off to an outstanding start, first inning, 7 runs. And then from there, then they got it up to 8-0. And then from there, it all collapsed. They actually lost the game 10-9, then lost the next night 8-4 before salvaging Sunday's game 6-5. So they salvaged the road trip at 3-3, I guess. It should have been a 4-2 trip probably. So, man, they still have the same old issues, right? Well, kind of. I mean, look, the pitching was good, and then the hitting was bad, but it kind of flipped around in Kansas City. The hitting was decent, pitching was terrible. So now they got a 4-gamer against the White Sox that starts tonight. As a matter of fact, they're going on right now. What do you expect in this series?
I mean, I should expect a sweep. We're talking about a team that just lost 13 straight, I think, before winning off the last 2, something like that, 14 straight.
Then they beat Boston.
Yeah, Look, I mean, for me, when it comes to just looking at the Mariners right now, it's good where they're at in standings. They're starting to create a little bit of space between them and Texas and Houston, sitting at 5 games in first place.
Mhm.
I just want to see some consistency, I guess, Pep, on both sides. You know, pitching as you said and hitting. Look, I think when me and you talked about the Mariners before the season started, I don't think we said that the Mariners weren't going to be good this year. I don't think that ever was the issue. I think what me and you agree on is this team good enough to compete when it matters in the playoffs? Are they able to win the AL West, hold on and win the AL West, and finally make a World Series run? I don't know if I see that yet. And I know I've been told that I'm a tough critic on the Mariners, and that may be so. I can call it what you want. We always talk about this. We're talking about a team that didn't go to the playoffs for an umpteen amount of years. And then, like I said, we start to become a good team over the last 2 years. And there hasn't really been push from front office to make, real big moves offensively to make us better. So, yeah, I want this team to be championship or bust. I want the front office to think that. I want this team to think that. So, it's really hard for me to even see how we are in first place, and that's good. But like I said, I want to see consistency to feel real comfortable and say that, the Mariners are going to actually make some noise in the playoffs. I don't know if I can say that yet, but it is a great start. Like I said, it's great, seeing that they got some cushion in that AL West, and they're doing their job. So I know I said before, the Astros will be coming. We'll see what happens with the Rangers. So they just got to keep adding on. And like I said, this series, 3-1's great, but we're talking about one of the worst in the MLB. It shouldn't be a sweep.
Yeah, you made some good points. The Mariners are record-wise, they're probably about where we probably think they would be, right? They're 37-30. What we didn't expect was be Texas and Houston to be under 500.
Exactly.
And be below 500, by 5 or 6 games. Right? So the Mariners should be taking big advantage of that. They should be doing a better job to do that. As far, look, they're 37-30, but realistically, some of the games that they've blown, I can probably give you 4 or 5 that they had no business losing.
Yep.
They should be comfortably ahead right now, but they're not, and this is the way it is. So we'll just be glad for how it is right now. Like I said, they're 37-30. Look, if they take care of the White Sox, they'll be 41-30. Okay, at the finish, if they can sweep the 4-game set, they'll be 41-30, and that's a significant margin, considering right now the Rangers are idle tonight. The Astros are playing, so it'd be nice to take advantage of the White Sox and get a win. Since Texas can't win or lose tonight, they're going to be stagnant. So that's another half game up by winning today, and then of course, hopefully Houston falls. I forgot who they're playing right now. Who are they playing? Giants? No, is it the Giants? I think they're playing the Giants. Yeah. So yeah,
the Astros are playing Giants. Yeah, 0-0, bottom of the second.
Yeah. So I hope the Giants can take care of the Astros. Like they did a good job on the Rangers. They beat the Rangers 2 out of 3, helping us out. Thank you very much, SF. So we appreciate that. The Mariners, they're still having the same issues as far as the lineup is concerned. They still have inconsistency. Right now, Ty France is out for 10 games. Dylan Moore is out for paternity leave. So that's 2 guys that's been hitting the ball fairly well. So now we've got guys like Ryan Bliss, Tyler Locklear filling in. And of course, they picked up Victor Robles over the time that we were out. And if you don't know who he is, a lot of us don't know who he is. He was a top prospect in 2018. But since then, he has been basically and also ran. And of course, the Washington Nationals had enough of him, let him go. Mariners think that they can pick him up and do something. I don't know what. The guy was batting 200 in the National League. So what do you think he's going to be doing here? I don't know.
Exactly.
So, and then, of course, he makes a ridiculous error the other night on a pop fly. You know, he just nonchalantly puts his glove on it, and it pops right out of his glove. So it's like, oh, brother, here we go. You know, picking up lackadaisical guys, you know, but that was just the one time. So I'm not expecting that's going to happen consistently. But, you know, it's just par for the course for the Mariners. You know, they pick up guys that do well in other places, you know, and then come here and can't do anything and then go somewhere else and light it up again. Like Teoscar, he's lighting it up again for the Dodgers. But you could say the reason why he's lining up for the Dodgers is because they got more hitters around him to protect, right? So Mariners ain't got nobody, right, that's worth anything. So they can pitch to him any kind of way they want. You know, when you got pieces around in the batting order, you got to be careful. So he's taking advantage of that, and kudos to him and the Dodgers for picking him up.
Yeah, you made a point just by the inconsistency. I do want to highlight Julio. Julio's woken up bat-wise. Power's still not there yet, but he's getting on base. And Ty France has woken up a little bit.
Mitch Garver's gotten a little lightning going right now, so that's good.
Yeah, like I said, the numbers say Mariners aren't good at hitting for the most part. I know power hitting, they're top, I think 11, 12 in home runs. I don't know how that's happened. But just the getting on base and consistently getting on base and consistently putting up runs. Like I said, when we're talking about trying to win a World Series, you're going to have to, I'm not saying you got to go crazy and put up 6 runs, but you're going to have to score. When we've seen
they're going to have to do better than the 3 runs they're averaging.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. We're
top. That's just not going to cut it. I mean, you got guys like Gilbert and Kirby, you know, and they're losing because we can't support them.
Yeah.
That's, you know, they're not losing because they're pitching bad, right? I mean, yeah, sometimes they do, but for the most part, they've been pitching well enough to win. Their bats just haven't been producing enough. But there's one ace on this team, and it's not Castillo. Can you tell me who that ace is?
I can't think of his last name now. Brian Wu. Yeah, Brian Wu.
Yes.
He is having one of the best starts to a season since Randy Johnson. And
you
bring up that name.
ERA.
You bring
that's
up
the lowest in the Mariner history so far. Yeah.
You bring up that name, Randy Johnson, and you're doing something that he hasn't done. You're doing your thing. Now I did say now I can understand why the Mariners were pretty reluctant on not wanting to move off of Brian Wu.
No, thank God they didn't.
Yeah, because he has been lights out since coming back from injury. George Kirby has been, not the greatest. He's been up and down. So is Luis Castillo. And
Bryce Miller, up and down.
Yeah, Bryce Miller.
Castillo, up and down.
Exactly. So
that's too many guys up and down, man. You need to have guys, especially you need more than one guy to be consistent. Like Wu's been ever since he came back from injury. He's been lights out. But everybody else has been mediocre. I mean, if you're up and down, you're mediocre.
Yeah, no, I agree.
That's the bottom line. So we got to be better than that. And so in the bullpen too. The bullpen was great for a while. Now they're starting to, Kansas City exposed them. Munoz got hurt, so that didn't help. And so, and then of course they got some new guys, Bauman. And then of course Santos hasn't even pitched yet, that we got from the White Sox, who's supposed to be a lights out reliever. He has yet to show up because he's been hurt since the beginning of the season. So that's really been a downfall that they didn't expect. So but if we can get some pitching consistency from the starters and of course bats, because the starters haven't been bad. It's just that we just haven't been giving them support. So if your starter is pitching 6 or 7 innings, that's what you want. That's awesome. But now you can't be taking them out when they're up 1-0 or down 0-2. Because you can't get any hits, right? I mean, if your starter is pitching 6-7 innings, you got to give him some runs, man. You got to give him 4, 5, 6 runs, to have a cushion. So when your relievers come in, if they falter a little bit, it's not too tragic. It doesn't. You're not giving away big innings. If you get 1 or 2 runs in an inning, okay. But if you got to stay away from those 3, 4, 5, 6 run innings, man. And Kansas City was killing them with that.
Yeah, I agree with you,
man.
Yeah, like I said, let's see. Just like you said, while the Astros and the Rangers are still trying to get their stuff together, let's create a larger gap. Because, like I said, I don't know maybe about the Rangers, but history tells me I can't fall asleep on the Houston Astros.
No,
whatsoever.
Not at all, or the Rangers, to be honest. But
no, reigning World Series champs.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right. Right now in the NHL, we've got the Stanley Cup Finals going on, and Game 2 is in progress. And at the end of the second period, the Edmonton Edmonton Oilers, not the CFL, folks, my bad. Edmonton and the Florida Panthers are tied at 1. I had a question, but I forgot to look it up. So just give me a second. Can you tell? Do you know? Have you watched any of the NHL? First of all,
I'm not gonna lie to you, Pep. I have not.
No, lie to me.
I have not really caught up with the NHL now.
All right, so I'm looking something up real quick. So you guys just bear with me. Here in the NHL, the Kraken's got a new coach, by the way. Dave Blisma. So we have a new leader for the Kraken. So hopefully we'll start to move up. And of course, they've been talking about Shane Wright. This should be his breakout season coming up. But also, I've heard that there's a lot of teams out there that want to get him. Shane Wright was the 4th overall pick in the NHL draft, I think, in 2021. And so he's been down in the lower level league over the past couple of years. So hopefully that he can get it together and bring us some spark. Let me see. This time a Canadian team.
Well, it looks like Dan Blisman. It looked like he won Stanley Cup in 2009 with the Pittsburgh Penguins. So
right,
getting a guy who's been there, knows what it takes. That's definitely a good start for the Kraken. I was surprised with the coaching move. I thought Dan Hagstall, the old Kraken coach, was it 2 seasons? So you make a playoff run in your first season. I mean, I can't be mad at that at all as an expansion team, but I like to see that, the Kraken are trying to, take the proper levels to possibly compete at a higher level and actually win a Stanley Cup. So I do like that.
Right. So when was the last time Canada has won a Stanley Cup? Now, we know that hockey is a Canadian sport. Dominant, that's their thing.
I'm trying to think who's all really good team. That's Tampa Bay, pretty good. Carolina's pretty good.
Right, but I said Canadian team.
Yeah.
Oh.
Toronto.
Well, just give me the year if you can.
Man, I'm gonna guess it was the Toronto Maple Leafs. I just can't think what year it would possibly be. Maybe 2012.
Okay. Well, that would be incorrect.
Okay.
By far.
Okay.
1993, bro. It's been 3 decades. Isn't that amazing? Since Canada has won a Stanley Cup.
Who was it?
Edmonton? It's not telling me. I think it might have been Edmonton. Somebody might know. But, it's not telling me. It's not giving me the team. It's just giving me the year. The heck, man.
Montreal.
Okay, good. Good looking.
And I mean, you could guess who possibly was playing for them.
Montreal?
Yeah.
You goalie or?
No, probably the greatest hockey player of all time.
Gretzky was with Montreal?
Yeah.
Get out of it. I didn't know that.
Oh, no. He wasn't. The Montreal beat the LA Kings, who Gretzky played for at the time.
Oh,
my bad.
Gotcha. Okay. I was like,
Yep.
huh?
My bad.
No, that's all right. That's okay. It's okay. Man. All right. So, yeah. So, right now, they're tied at 1 at the end of 2. Edmonton and Florida. Florida beat New York Rangers, who was favored to get to the Stanley Cup, but they failed. So, that was a disappointment. And Edmonton beat the Dallas Stars. Now, can you imagine if the Dallas Stars had made it to the Stanley Cup? You got the Stars and the Mavericks both in the NBA and NHL finals. Man.
I seen something that was saying like how all these Dallas teams are, have been having pretty good runs over the last couple of years. And then
Texas.
You got the Dallas Cowboys who trying to get them to wake up and finally make it out.
One of these things belong together. Don't belong. Whatever. However the song goes. You guys know it. Sesame Street, right? Yeah. Yeah. 3 of these things belong together. One of these things are not the same. And that would be the Dallas Cowboys.
Right.
Yeah, they don't belong because they are losers. Which I'm happy about. Hey, I don't care. I don't like it. But yeah, Edmonton and Florida. I mean, there's probably about 3 or 4 people watching, I guess. No, seriously, that's not a dynamic matchup, right? I mean, you can say Edmonton kind of is in the Western Conference for the NHL, but the Florida Panthers, Florida hockey. Come on, man, it's 100 degrees in Florida.
Where's Florida? What city are they in?
Well, Tampa,
Did I stump you?
Yeah, you did. That's a good one. I don't know. You got me.
Miami.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thanks.
I wasn't gonna guess that either.
Yeah, I didn't know they were in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Man. Okay. Good for them. Sheesh. The Miami Panthers. All right. Florida. It's Florida. I know. Florida Panthers playing Edmonton Oilers. So I'll try and keep some track on it as far as the series is concerned. And of course, at the end of the second half of our show, we will get into Caitlin Clark, the W, and of course the NBA Finals.
Yeah, can we please do WNBA and Caitlin Clark first?
Yes, that's why I mentioned them first.
Pep, I was so disappointed when you told me that we didn't have a show last week. Hopefully Daniel's feeling much better. But it's one thing that I've been it's been a while since I've actually tuned into these sports morning shows, but lately I have been, but it has been mostly to hear people's opinions about the WNBA and Caitlin Clark and everything that's going on over there. Because
you're gonna get mine, that's for sure.
Definitely. I can't wait to dive into that subject because I knew that there was going to be, scrutiny and divide and all that, but man, I didn't think it was going to skyrocket like how it has been when it comes to the opinions on, Caitlin Clark and the WNBA as a whole. So
right. A lot of it's gotten overblown.
Exactly.
And I don't mean by the media. I mean in the play itself of WNBA, and we'll get more into that when we come back in the second half. Commercial break is coming up, so we're going to be up against it here. So I didn't want to start getting into all that, and then be interrupted for that. So when we come back, we're definitely going to get into the WCC and the NBA Finals. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
Rainier Avenue Radio. Seattle talk and sports.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects. For more information, visit kingcounty.gov.
Hey, this is Paul Pearson. I've hosted the R&B show Star Time since the very beginning of Rainier Avenue Radio, and after years of featuring tracks from the 50s through the 80s, Star Time now plays R&B and hip-hop from the 1990s as well. A whole half century of soul, funk, hip-hop, and more on Star Time, Wednesdays at 2 p.m. on Rainier Avenue Radio.
What's going on, world? It's your boy OG Mambo.
And your guy D Money. Join us along with Pint Size Patron and ID Yourself
Here on Fresh Juice at Rainier Avenue Radio.
every Wednesday hump day from 9 to 11 Pacific.
Get exclusive interviews from your favorite artists, all the hottest music, and updates on what we got going on in the world.
That's every Wednesday, 9 to 11 p.m. on Seattle's Rainier Avenue Radio.
Generational wealth. Generational wealth. Generational wealth. What is generational wealth? We asked our communities, and this is what they had to say.
Generational wealth to me means to provide and establish wealth for generations to come, whether it be through real estate or through other equitable funding, stocks, bonds, but first of all, I think that general wealth starts with the securing property. And that's it.
This campaign to create awareness to generational wealth is brought to you by the Department of Neighborhood's Generational Wealth Initiative, the Washington Housing Finance Commission, and Rainier Avenue Radio.org. Create your generational wealth for you and the future of your families.
This is Paul Pearson, host of Star Time. And when I'm not driving my sweet AMC Pacer through the car wash, I'm listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world. You missed a spot.
Welcome back to the second half of the show here on LidLine Sports, Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Make Music Day, June 21st. Live performances all day long on Rainier Avenue Radio at Seattle Pier, Columbia City Theater, and citywide. Also, Juneteenth, Atlantic Street Center is broadcasting live June 22nd, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. on location from Rainier Beach Community Center. So don't miss those, June 21st and June 22nd, right here on Rainier Avenue Radio.world. All right, we're back here talking about, we're going to talk about Caitlin Clark, the W, and the NBA Finals here in the second half of the show. Oh, I know you've been chomping at the bit to talk about the W and Caitlin Clark. As we know, she is left off the women's Olympic team, and I know you got some stuff to say about that, as do I. But first, before I get into that real quick, I want to say that Danny Hurley did reject the Lakers' coaching offer, so he will stay at Connecticut. Oh, it's on you, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, to start off with Caitlin Clark being left off the WNBA or the USA Olympic team. Mm-hmm. Look, I looked at that roster, and I mean, very rightfully so. There was 12 names that were better than Caitlin Clark. But this even goes back to what I've said even about the men's basketball team. Mm-hmm. I wish that they both took it back to, the days where they brought in 20 people, 20 players, and they actually, had a tryout, and they eliminated from there. So, because, could possibly Caitlin Clark have earned her spot? Possibly. Yeah. But with that being said, you look at that roster, there wasn't a name that that didn't deserve to be on that roster or who she deserved to be over. Now, yes, people come in with their opinions of, how she's helping the WNBA popularity-wise, and you would think that you would bring her kind of on this team for that same purpose for the USA team. Look, the women's basketball isn't a joke. Like it's not just something that we look at as a popularity contest. Those are 12 competitive women who are trying to go out there and win, and care less about the popularity contest when it comes to this. Now, rightfully so, people will say, well, why does it matter if she was left off the team or not? She's clearly good enough to play at that level, and on top of that, the USA women's team kicks everybody's butt. That's such a cop-out, in my opinion, of trying to you're now basically taking a spot from another woman who deserves to be on that team, basically because Caitlin Clark is more popular. And that's just not how it works. And like I said, I get it. The WNBA people want the WNBA to be more popular and be riding the Caitlin Clark tail. What I'm hoping that starts to happen, because it's still not happening in my opinion, Pep. These guys who are coming in, WNBA newbies, and watching the WNBA only for Caitlin Clark, how are you not catching on to the other talent across the board? And still, you're just looking at just Caitlin Clark, who, and we talked about this, Pep, she's struggling. She did have a good game just a game ago. She did not play well today against the Connecticut Sun, who is the number one team in the WNBA, I believe.
They finally lost one.
Yep. So there are players that are better than her. And I'm not saying that Caitlin Clark's not going to be good, because she's showing flashes of it. It's an adjustment period for her. But for anybody to think that she deserved to be on that team over any of those names, like I said, it just shows how much of a prisoner of the moment, and still people not understanding how high level the WNBA is, and just watching it because of the popularity of Caitlin Clark. Like I said, I like all the newfound popularity that the WNBA is getting. A lot of it's coming with scrutiny. You even talk about, now people are saying, because there's this whole Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark rivalry, and now people who are also prisoners of the moment are saying, well, why was Angel Reese left off the list as well? It's like neither of them are better than anybody on that roster. And I will say, I like how both, honestly, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark is handling all this. Caitlin Clark is super professional. She's had a lot of things thrown her way, and I feel like she's handled it very well by kind of staying out the light herself. Just like I said, being super professional, and just, when she steps on the court, it's about basketball. And honestly, Angel Reese, I like how authentic Angel Reese has been. She has shown ever since she's been in the national spotlight that this is who she is. She has not changed her personality whatsoever. She is a bully on the court. She's a big talker. And just like she said in one of her interviews when the situation happened with Caitlin Clark and one of Angel Reese's teammates knocked her down, and that became a big hoopla. She said, you got to understand that I wish she could have broadened her statement, but she said, I am a part of also why the WNBA or the why women's basketball is becoming popular. Yes, that's true. I wish she did kind of would have maybe shined a light though on all the great players that are also there. But she also said, if down the road and I'm looked at as being a villain, I'm okay with that. And just there's some players that are okay with that, and they will live with that, a la Draymond Green. And you're gonna love him or you're gonna hate him. But at the end of the day, Draymond Green is etched into NBA history, regardless of whether you like him or not. What he's brought to the NBA, let's say from the good to the bad, is you'll always remember him. And I think Angel Reese is okay with that. So I like how both of them are being authentic to who they are, and not shying away from this moment. But yeah, I will say, even going back to that USA team, Pep, I don't understand out of all of this, the woman who's still, in my opinion, who I thought, would kind of be getting more buzz more like spotlight and national spotlight is, oh man, I can't even remember her name now. Angel Wilson. I don't understand how we sit and talk to these shows or listen to these shows, and it's just Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, that. The lady who is dominating right now for the Las Vegas Aces and who's been doing it for the last 2 years now, Angel Wilson is having her best career yet. He's had over 20 and I think 12 or something like that in every game so far.
She's averaging a double easy.
Yeah, and she's dominating. So I wish these so-called now journalists and people who get on TV now, like, I wish they would just stop running with, what they think everybody wants to hear, which some people do. But now it's time to put your analyst hat on and actually teach now these guys the game and, educate these guys on who really is really nice out there and give them some highlight too. But I haven't really been hearing much about that. So.
Yeah, you're right. As far as my take, for one thing, I watched the first game that Caitlin played in the WNBA, and right away she was already whining and complaining, and that's one thing I wish she wouldn't do. All she had, look, she's gonna get beat up. All right, we get it, but what happens? Okay, so you play pickup ball. I know I played pickup ball for years and years. And who's the guy that you always don't want to play against or with because all they do is whine and complain, right? And so if you're not on his team and he's one of those whiners and complainers, when he goes to the hoop, you're going to make sure he gets something to whine and complain about. And right now, that's what they're doing. They're giving her the business and they're fouling her hard, on purpose. Or even if it's not on purpose, they're exaggerating. Like I saw today when she got fouled, and the person that fouled her was exaggerating the way that Caitlin Clark was kind of fell back, right? And that's not necessary. We get it, okay? Enough of that. It's enough. I do say that she kind of caused some of that by her always whining. If she just stays quiet and plays, all that stuff will pass. And then she'll be, and then we'll find out how good she really is. We think she's good. Nobody's denying that. And as far as the Olympic team, look, there's a name that was omitted that has way more status and way far better than Caitlin Clark, and that's Enrique Ogunbowale. There's no way she definitely should be on this team. She's not even named as an alternate, and she's averaging 27 points a game for the Dallas Wings. For those that don't know, she is amazing. But the women they have on the Olympic team, all the guards are better than Caitlin Clark. All of them. I mean, is she better than Diana Taurasi? No. Even Diana's in her late 30s, maybe 40. She ain't better than her yet. And even if she is, Diana still deserves out of her service to the WNBA and what she's done for the league.
And she's been there
on that team. And if she wants to play on that team, she deserves to be on that team. Is she better than Jewel Lloyd? Heck no.
No.
Heck no.
No.
Is she better than Chelsea Gray?
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
So, I don't know why these people were saying that she left off the team. She wasn't left off. The fact that she shouldn't be on there. Now, do we think she's going to be on the next one? Oh, yeah. I definitely think that for sure. But this is not her time. It's not Angel Reese's time either. Look, I've told everyone before, Angel Reese is a great player as far as getting rebounds, defense, and garbage points. She does not have a post-up game. So anything she gets in the paint is by chance, right? By a rebound and put back or that's things of that nature. She's not posting up, getting the ball, making moves, turning, shooting, and scoring. That's not her game, right? If she stands out in the perimeter and she's open, yeah, she can hit some shots. That's her game.
Yep.
Right. But until she develops an inside post-up presence, she'll be fine, but she'll never be a superstar, right? Not to me anyway. I don't see that. Yeah. So that's just my take on Angel and Caitlin Clark. And I'm not disparaging either one of them. I think they're both going to be good, but their time is not now as far as the Olympics is concerned.
I want to say one more thing too before we move on. I do think too that with all this, newfound spotlight that the women as whole are getting, I feel like that they can take the scrutiny that comes with it a little better. You've heard a lot of like negativity when, like, I think I just saw and it's happening in the NBA too. But I think,
look, how do you think people felt when all this hoopla and attention that Larry Bird and Magic came in? Okay, so Magic comes in, and now all of a sudden, right after the first NBA Finals, they said, "You know what? We're going live from now on. We're no more tape delays. That's it. We're done. We're going live." Because folks, if you remember back in this before 1979, 1980, the NBA had the NBA Finals on tape delay on a lot of the times. It was live on the weekend, Sunday or Saturday. It was live, but any weekday game was on tape delay.
Yep.
But when Magic and Bird came in, well, especially Magic, when he came in, they did away with that. And so, how do you think veteran players felt when they came in and got all the attention and hoopla?
And for me, it's too just like dealing with the media now, and they're dealing a lot more questions. Like I think I seen a couple days ago that somebody was in a post game interview, and she visibly got frustrated because a media person asked her about how does the bench play better next game, and I just think it's things like that I think they'll get used to. There's still a sense of professionalism that you still have to have, and like I said, that's NBA too, and they know that. So, but yeah, and even when you're talking about the vets and these newbies, that's a lot of the reason why she's getting beat up on the court. Letting her know that we're here and don't let none of this that's going on off the court get to your head.
Right.
But just like you said, that Michael Jordan went through this.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure Bron went through this.
Isaiah Thomas.
Exactly. This is nothing new. So, that's why I kind of think it's so, I don't know, immature of media to take these little things and run with them and make those the narratives instead of, actual basketball going out on the court. Because it's not like we've never seen this type of stuff before. Like, they're making it seem like the WNBA has never been physical. Like, this just started happening when Caitlin Clark came.
You gotta go look at some Houston Comets highlights.
It's always
and LA Sparks when Lisa Leslie and them were there. Shoot, they had some physicality.
Yeah,
always. And Diana Taurasi said it perfectly. Said, "Hey, we're grown women.
Exactly.
Ball, and she's gonna come in here and have a rude awakening if she thinks otherwise." And she just spoke the truth. It was a warning, but it was, just telling her to be prepared. That's it, and it's a fact. It wasn't singling her out. It's just giving her, since she's the one that's the media darling, she's just saying, "Hey, okay, that's your media, that's your darling, but she's gonna come in here and get the business."
Yeah. And anybody who thought that Caitlin Clark was just going to turn around a team who has gotten the #1 pick now 2 years in a row, like I said, you newbies to watching the WNBA got a long way to go. It's not that easy. So the reason why they're still losing right now is because they have a lot of work to do and they're young.
Absolutely. So them women can ball, bro.
Exactly.
Man, they can ball.
Exactly.
Yep. Absolutely. All right. Let's get into the NBA Finals. Boston is up 2-0 as probably expected, right? They've been the best team all season long. They had the best record in the NBA. They've been the best team, East or West. And of course, they started off at home, and so they were expected to win at home. So all Boston did, folks, was serve home court. protect home court, and they did that, and what they were supposed to do. Game 2 wasn't that good for them. I mean, they did struggle. Jason Tatum is still he still looks a little off. So, but hey, they got Jalen, the best player on the court's been Jaylen Brown. And It's not even close.
Agreed.
Yeah, you can say Luka's done his thing, okay. But overall, eye test tells you Jaylen Brown has been the most destructive nuisance to the Mavs. They can't stop him. And that little pet move he has inside the step around and under, they don't know what to do with it. But like I said, they're at home, you feel comfortable, and you win. So, they're up 2-0. Now the series begins, because series don't begin until you go to the next home court and you find out if a road team can win or if the home team can stay the course.
Yeah.
So we shall see what happens in game 3, but the Mavs cannot go 0-3.
Yeah.
They cannot do it.
What my pinpoints for the Dallas Mavericks of being able to win the finals against the Boston Celtics, number one, was to match the depth. Because if there's anything that Boston does have, and we've seen it already in these first 2 games, is they are deep. Even if Jason Tatum can't get going offensively, or even Jaylen Brown, who didn't have a good offensive game yesterday, now you got Drew Holiday. Now you got White. Now you got Porzingis, who went off in game 1. You have Al Horford, who can step in here. The others have to perform and match.
That's Shaq's guys, others.
Yeah.
That's Shaq's line,
It
right?
is. But just like you said, the others and role players usually come alive at home. So now, going back to Dallas, we're hoping to see much better showings from PJ Washington, the big Lively, Gafford, even hopefully Kyrie, who, as we know, he is 0-13 the last 13 times he's played Boston. So hopefully those guys come alive, because Luka's doing his job for the most part. Second half yesterday, he kind of flatlined, but he's doing his part. And, Boston has not been able to stop him, but he's not going to be able to beat this deep of a team by himself. Kyrie has to be his counterpart every game. And
Kyrie needs to go back in his treasure chest and pick up the old Cavs jersey.
Yes.
Put it on underneath.
Yes.
Over underneath the Mavs jersey, because they need the Kyrie from the Cavs.
They do. Because
if they get him,
now
we got a series.
Offensively, these guys can't get it done if Kyrie it does not play at a high level. Guys like who I just named, the PJ Washingtons, Jones, they got to make shots. They're not making shots right now, and if they're not, it's gonna be really tough for these guys to score with the Boston Celtics. Look, regardless, we've seen this now pretty much all playoffs. These guys can win without Jason Tatum having those 35, 40-point blowouts, 30-point games. They've proven that they can win without that. And Jason Tatum is not blinking an eye, even though he's playing terribly offensively, because he's doing other things. And yes, we all want to see Jason Tatum be that guy, because the narrative of him is he is possibly a top 5 player. And, that's the narrative for media. That's fine. He wants to win. So at the end of the day, I'm not complaining so far with the performances, because as long as the offense, him not scoring is not affecting his overall game, it is what it is. He understands that he can lean on those other guys to go score. It's not all about that. And I think that's what I am impressed with him as, him coming into the superstar mode of, if I don't have it, there's still other parts of this game that I can affect. He's rebounded very well all playoffs. He's playmaking now over his last few games. So I am, impressed, even though you hear a lot of naysayers talking badly about him scoring-wise. They're winning, Pep. What can you say? If they weren't winning, then it's highlighted and it's glaring. But they're winning. And Jaylen Brown has taken on this role of, I'm going to be the guy no matter what in terms of scoring the ball. And I like that Jason Tatum is allowing Jaylen Brown to be the guy offensively. I don't know, Pep. I just don't know if Dallas has enough, if the others for Boston is going to play like this. I can very well see this going maybe 5. If Boston takes 1 in Dallas, I think the series is over once it gets back to Boston.
Well, if it's 3-0, it's done.
Oh, 3-0, yeah. 3-0 is for sure done.
If it's 3-0, it's done. Dallas needs Kyrie to go off early in Game 3. That's what I would target if I was Jason Kidd. I'd say, Kyrie, this is your game right here, because I know Luka can get down whenever he wants.
Exactly.
I need Kyrie to go off, right? So I'm giving him every opportunity to be Kyrie. All right, and see how that works out. As far as Jason Tatum is concerned, Jason Kidd is correct, even though he's just trying to
he's playing mind games
with the Celtics by saying that Jaylen Brown's the best player on that team. Well, Jaylen Brown is the best player on that team. Jason Tatum is a great player. Jason Tatum is not the guy. And what I mean is, Jason Tatum is, if you want him to be the best player consistently in the playoffs and in the finals, he's not your guy. I'm sorry. It's just, I don't know if it's the lights are too bright or if that's just how he is, because he's great in the regular season, all pro. Jaylen Brown did not make all pro, and it's clearly affected him and showing that they made a mistake, that he is all pro and he is everything.
I think Jaylen Brown made an all-NBA team.
No, he did not.
Really? Oh, wow.
No.
He was snubbed then.
Yeah, he was snubbed. So, he's making them pay for that, for one thing. But Jason Tatum, he deserves his accolades as far as how he plays in the regular season. But what have we seen in every single playoff when they've gone deep? He struggles.
Yeah.
And that's just how it is. I mean, if he gets over the hump in this series, okay, good. I'm hoping that happens because I like the guy. I mean, I like his game. I like who he is. He's a great person, right? He's not a jerk. He seems like a nice guy. And we know about his son Deuce. He's always there, right? And, that's kind of lovable and good to see. But we need to see Jason Tatum be the 50 and 60 point guy that he gets in the regular season, because that's what everybody's looking at. They're looking at the Jason Tatum that scores 50 and 60 points, and that's what they're seeing is, he's this and that. But what have we seen in the playoffs when it's come down to the nitty gritty?
So how will you feel? How will you feel, Pep, if the Celtics win and he struggles this whole series?
That's fine because they still win. And
how will you feel about him individually? I guess
the same way I'm feeling about him same way I'm feeling about him right now. I'm not putting him up there.
That's what I'm talking about.
In the in the realm of rarefied air. I'm not doing that.
So
I love but we know what he can do. See, that's the thing.
Exactly.
Look, the guy scored 60 points twice in the regular season, so we know he's dope offensively, and the guy can play. But it's not doing it when they need him to do it.
Yeah.
Consistently in the playoffs.
Yeah.
He's being Robin when he should be Batman.
And I'm hearing now, if Jason Tatum wins a championship, he should automatically be thrusted in that realm of top 3 player. But you just made a good point. Those guys who are considered top 3 or 5 players in the NBA, they did it on the biggest stage and consistently do it on the biggest stage and throughout their whole career. And Jason Tatum hasn't.
Here's the narrative. All we're talking about is Jason Tatum struggles every time in the playoffs. That's almost like a common narrative now. Meanwhile, Jaylen Brown and Derek White are doing their thing. So
and I think the difference between Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum is shot selection. Look, Jaylen Brown is relentlessly getting to the rim and living with wide open threes. And yes, he takes some tough shots sometimes, but he's downhill first. Layups. Jason Tatum is a lot of tough shots. And, I think that just knocks off his rhythm. If he's not making shots early, he's just struggling to make shots. And I think he has to work on that this offseason, just finding ways to make creating easier shots for himself.
If Jaylen Brown is going off and Jason Tatum is going off, they are unbeatable.
Yes, for sure.
But,
for sure.
You know, definitely. And then of course you throw in Derek White and then Drew. Oh my God, they're just there's no way they should lose this series.
No, not at all.
Anyway, well, we're up against it. We're out of time, man. Great stuff, man. As usual, I appreciate you, man, for your insights. Daniel, thanks again for a great job. We'll be back next week, I promise. Well, Lord willing, of course. So thank you for listening. We'll be back next week. LidLine Sports, Rainier Avenue Radio.
Yes, sir.